Hi again guys, and welcome to, of course, another tune setup for Gran Turismo Sport, and this time we are breaking into the first of three new Super GT cars in the game. First of all, kicking off with the Nissan Gtr. This is, as far as I'm concerned, easily the best of the three. No real surprise there though, the GTR is always great in whatever racing form it's in, and with all three of the tunes that I'm going to do for the GT500 cars, I'm going to keep the weight and the power stock, just to give you some idea of what it can do straight off the bat just with the settings. And then of course, if you do want to drop the weight or increase the power, you could potentially go even quicker, plus it means that balance of performance won't be as much of an issue. Now, as far as the tyres, I've again gone for racing hards for a similar reason. It gives you a good idea of what it can do, and then of course mediums or softs will be even quicker potentially. Traction control, as you can see, I've got turned off as always. That's down to you, of course, down to your experience level, skill level, or if you just prefer to have a bit of traction control, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Plenty of race cars have that now. As far as the suspension, I've got the ride height on 50mm on the front, 60mm on the back, then the frequency on 4, with 6 and 5 respectively for the anti-roll, 56 on the compression aspect of the dampers, then 85 for the rebound side of things. I've gone for 1 degree of camber. You could actually try running it with 0 because it's that good, but it's just got that extra little bit of grip and stability for when you need it. Of course, neutral tone, no surprises there. I've gone for the highest downforce because this is in particular a grip and cornering tune rather than a straight line tune. As far as the diff, I've gone halfway, as you can see, for initial torque, then the lowest settings even for both acceleration and braking. And finally for the gearbox, not too surprisingly with stock power, I've actually left the gearbox stock as well. Now you could update that or upgrade it. You can make them a bit longer if it's a more open track. You could have shorter gearing for vice versa, a very tight circuit where you want to get through the gears quickly. But again, I wanted to show what it could do with relatively minimal tuning, just changing a couple of things to make it that much better. So that's it for the tune. And of course, if you increase the power, you will want to make these gears a bit longer, especially the auto setting, and the final drive, take that number lower. But to show what it can actually do, let's take it out to our test track of choice to give you some idea of how it compares to other cars at Dragon Trail. So here at Dragon Trail, in terms of lap time, it's about 2 to 3 seconds quicker than my fully upgraded Beetle or Porsche RSR Group 3 cars. Now for a Group 2 car, a Super GT, to be only 2 seconds quicker doesn't sound that great, but you've got to bear in mind, I haven't upgraded the power or the weight at all. Those, the Beetle and the Porsche, were both fully upgraded to, what is it, around 700 horsepower, and they're lighter, so that's actually a pretty great comparison. Now, none of these three new Super GT cars are as quick as the existing three that we had first, the other Lexus, the newer Honda, and the newer Nissan. But that's not surprising. Of course you would expect and hope that the newer cars would be quicker, but personally I actually prefer this one. I think it's a better handling car, smoother than the newer GTR. Of course it's not as quick, but if you do decide to use it, I hope you have a ton of fun. It's extremely good through corners. As far as throttle control, handling style, well, of course, you can throw it into any corner with a lot of confidence, and you can slam on the brakes too if you want to. You don't have to be careful about that. But in terms of acceleration, I would recommend easing onto the throttle and just backing off a little bit as you exit the corner, and then ease back on, and you can really put all of that power down with no wheel spin whatsoever. It's fantastic through tight corners as well. So I hope you have a ton of fun with it, as I said, and you can click here on screen to see a ton of my other tunes for GT Sport as well. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.